You've been given full access to the Players Lounge on the Sports Jock Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Jock Show. I'm the Sports Jock Wayne Gandy, sitting here with the funny man himself, Big Kenny. Super Bowl 51 this Sunday, 6:40, Houston, Texas. The Falcons, the Patriots will do battle, a game that outwardly you think is going to be a high-scoring affair because of the offenses, but it's the Super Bowl, and you never know. People start trying to really just win. So game plans start becoming just kind of win, whatever, so let's punt when maybe in the regular season we went forward, things like that, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to care what the score is. They're going to care whether you won or not. And it's some of the different coaching nuances that happen in the Super Bowl. We wanted to talk to a gentleman that played for both the Patriots and the Falcons. He calls himself Alge. His mom named him Algernon, but we'll go with the Alge. It sounds tougher, doesn't it, Kenny?
Algernon sounds like a pimp name, though. You pull up, it's Algernon, Trick. Where you at my money at? You know what I mean? We're sorry, Daddy Algernon. I might use that as my nickname since he's not using it regularly. I'll get that clear.
Mr. Alge Crumpler, good morning to you, sir.
What up, Big G?
Oh,
what
man.
up, Kenny?
What's going on, sir?
10 years in the NFL, 7 with the Falcons, 4-time Pro Bowler, had the blessing to get up 1 year with the Patriots and catch a ball from Tom Brady. Tell us one thing about Pretty Tom that we would be surprised to know, Alge.
I think everybody knows a lot about Tom, man. He's a pretty fiery, pretty competitive guy. I would say I've been to I retired. I've been a Falcons season ticket holder since I retired for about 5 years now, and I think I tend to know that roster up and down. But in the week that Tom Brady has been studying the Falcons defense, I guarantee you he knows that the depth of that defense better than I do right now.
So he's at this point probably he's a coach. He's the offensive coordinator without the title.
Well, for the most part, I mean, I tell you for the story, you're playing for the Patriots. I just stopped listening to the play call in the huddle, man. I just went and lined up because Tom was going to call whatever he was going to call when he got to the line of scrimmage. So I just lined up and just waited for him to audible because that's pretty much what the whole game was anyway.
Don't tell me that because that's what we've been saying here on the show that basically Tom tells everybody to break the huddle and then say, hey, you guy over here, move to the left, and the dude by Gronk, move outside of Gronk, and then he just does what he wants. Is that really how Tom works it?
Yeah, man. Wayne, I listen to the play call the same way you, as an offensive lineman for about 15 years in the NFL, listened to. The protection call was, 72? Uh-huh. All that other stuff didn't matter to you, did it?
No, it did not matter to me, no.
It didn't matter to me either. I just, hey, Tommy, what you going to run right here? Okay. I see a blitz. What you going to call? Here we go.
That's what I'm saying. When you look at this matchup between the two teams, one thing I will ask you here in Atlanta, because I know your Falcons are in your heart, why can't Matt Ryan consistently get love here in this city?
Because of that Kansas City game. Because you come back and you win the game, and then you throw a pick six and you throw a pick two, and then everybody wants to get mad again. But to be honest with you, he is a consistent and clear outright MVP of the NFL for me this season. You really can tell a lot about a person when you got haters and you turn around and you rise up above all the negativity that's going on. I mean, Matt's been a consistent quarterback for a lot of years on this team, and what he's done this year is he's not only been able to find Julio, he spread the football around, and that's what makes a good team, trusting and believing in your guys that they can be successful, making guys on the team believe that their role is important. That's why you saw 13 different people catch a touchdown from Matt Ryan this year is because, he's been the leader. But to be honest with you, you go back to the New Orleans Saints game at the end of the season. They brought back myself, Michael Vick, a lot of guys that made some big-time plays in the Georgia Dome, and the crowd was just bananas. And then 30 minutes later, the crowd is chanting MVP to Matt Ryan, and you felt like everything has finally come full circle. This city has embraced Matt Ryan, believes in Matt Ryan, and you go back to these last 5 or 6 games, and it's just been unbelievable level of play.
Alge, good morning. This is Big Kenny. It's an honor to have you with us this morning. I want to ask you about something that we say here all the time. The sports jock always says defense wins championships, offense sells tickets. When you have 2 high-powered offenses like this and the defense seems to be coming around, what are the small mental preparations and focuses that will separate these teams? You played for both the Patriots and the Falcons. We always hear about the Patriot way. What is their mental focus program like?
It's the same. I mean, I've read articles about what the Mitchoff has kind of brought to this organization. Do your job. I mean, I never went a day without Belichick saying, do your job, every single day. Whatever your job or role is, you were going to know exactly, what that role was. I went to many Pro Bowls playing in Atlanta, but when I was in New England, my job was to help mentor and tutor Rob Gronkowski and be a road grader, run blocking in the run game. I knew what my role was. Didn't make my fantasy football fans any happy, but I knew what my job was, and that was part of the reason why we're successful. I mean, these guys, one, to just embrace the experience, enjoy the experience, and then understand that it's a business trip. They're coming back to win a championship. This city needs it. I think they're capable of getting the job done, and I think they'll do it.
Now, watching Tom and Belichick work all this magic all these years, 7 Super Bowls with them being at the head of the Patriots organization, that should seem like it should be getting more applause, shouldn't it? I mean, it's hard to get to a Super Bowl, but to imagine to get the 7 in one career, that doesn't seem like it's a lot of fanfare behind that.
Because the game hadn't been played yet. We're a society where championships mean everything nowadays. The path. I understand, just like you asked that question, Wayne, that the path is important, just the ability to do it. I played 10 years, didn't have a chance to even get to a Super Bowl, so I understand the gravity of the moment that these guys are going through right now because, I understand how much time and effort that I put into it and still the team couldn't get there. But, for these guys, when you look at social media and you look at how people, talk about certain things, they love to talk about what you haven't done. Just getting there is important to me. I look at the hatred that people give LeBron James when he loses a championship. I'm like, come on, man. The dude's been there so many times in a row. You got to give him some props at some point.
Alge, you mentioned Tom being a fierce competitor. If he wins this Super Bowl, how do you think he will handle Commissioner Goodell?
I don't know. I think he'll leave it to his surrogates, his father or somebody else to just say, those things. I think the smile on his face, that'll be all that matters for him. Look, I love everything about Tom Brady playing in that organization, but I'd rather Matt Ryan be hosting up that trophy on Sunday.
Yeah. So last question, and I know your heart is here with the Falcons, and this is where you live. Where's your wallet if you was placing a bet on who's going to win this game?
My wallet still be in Atlanta.
Okay.
It's still be in Atlanta. I believe in what this organization is doing. I believe if Julio Jones was the only receiver on the team, and that's all they had to do was throw the ball to him, I know that the Patriots could devise a scheme to limit what they could do. But as long as the Falcons continue to spread the football around, and I see that team speed on the defensive side of the ball, they could do enough to get the game won.
All right, Crump. I appreciate you calling in, man, and rise up.
You know it. And it's Algernon. I ain't no pimp.
He said he ain't no pimp. We'll be back more on the Sports Talk Show right after this.